world to me. It got me through those times. I just held on to it, kept it in my back pocket, and when things got bad, I would go to a quiet place all by myself, and I would pull it out and I'd look at it. That moment on the train. And when things got really bad, and I hope this doesn't make me sound like I'm some sort of, but I would pull out the universe. Okay, now you know I'm Cracker's crackpot.
Do you know why you have such a large brain? In primates, brain size is directly proportional to the size of the social group that the animal lives in. Colobus monkeys are a social animal and they live in small groups, so their brain size, proportional to their body size, is larger than, say, a bush baby, which lives on its own. Chimpanzees live in larger groups again, so their brain to body size ratio is again larger. And the Gelatis of Ethiopia live in groups of well over 500, giving them the largest brain capacity for its size in the animal kingdom. And what is all this extra processing power for? Society. Living within the group and working out what the situation is at any given moment. And the primate with the largest brain size of all? Humanity, which can be found living in groups of up to 15 million or more. People like to think that we've evolved our intelligence in order to make things, tools, the wheel, domestication of animals, but that's not true. Technology is just a side effect. The only reason you have all that intelligence is to work out what the other fucker is thinking.
Donna McAuliffe yesterday walked free from court. Judge William Woods yesterday overturned the earlier ruling of the Wilmington Superior Court. McAuliffe, who has served 14 months of her sentence, left the court yesterday in tears, free, reunited with her mother, Lynn Berry, who has tirelessly campaigned for her release. Judge Woods said that he had seen no compelling evidence that this woman had murdered or indeed harmed her children or that she suffered from anything other than a general feeling that the world was a sometimes difficult place. He attacked what he called psychiatric hyperbabble and said that in this country we do not practice the law of supposition and probability. He said that the family had been through enough hardship and that it was time for this tragedy to draw to a close. However, he did not exonerate McAuliffe entirely, saying there was only one person who knew the truth of this case, and that person was on the stand, but that it was impossible in this country to convict someone without proving beyond reasonable doubt that they were guilty. Only in this sick and twisted society could we actually make up an illness. That is how twisted we are. Just lying fucks. We manufacture illnesses. Do I think she did it? Of course she did it. Come on. 2 kids dying? I got 5 children by 3 different women. Not one of them has died. She got away with murder. Where is the husband? If she's innocent, where's the husband? Lying to a court, it's a piece of cake. Could do it in my sleep. 12 men, good and dumb as shit. Lying to your husband, no, that's hard.
Do you regret having children? Do you regret having children? Martin, do you regret having children?
I remember this one time coming home, okay, and she was in tears because she had seen this report by the Pentagon or something that by the year 2025 we would be fighting wars over like water, any big river, like the Nile, Danube, shared by different countries. She was shaking. I'd say, look, you gotta relax. She'd say, how can I relax when it takes 1 billion years to make a drop of oil and a second to burn it? I mean, how the fuck can you argue with that? And she'd see things and say, well, why are they reporting that? And I'd say, because it's news and they're newspapers. And she'd say, well, they don't believe it. I mean, they're intelligent people. They can't believe it. It just doesn't make sense. I mean, who actually gives a shit? Who gives a fucking shit? But round and round, what the fuck? I come home to find Megan in her crib, ignored, and Donna upstairs, crying with the newspapers around, just bawling. Everything, global warming, terrorism, fucking North Korea or something, threats of worldwide epidemics, or, and I'd say, but what could I say? I mean, what the fuck could I say? It's sometimes she just wouldn't put Megan down. I mean, whole days, 10, 15 hours holding on to Megan. I'd say, just put her down, for fuck's sake, let go of her. She'd say, okay, but she wouldn't do it. You couldn't reach her after Megan's death. I mean, Jesus, me too, but in the face of all that, anything that I felt, and I'm not saying because it was real, it was definitely, but I mean, Jesus, people selling their stories, papers publishing them, kiss and tell. I mean, some shit like that. Who gives a fucking, but it would just you would just feel that she was coming out and she'd see this and bang, right away again, unreachable. I came home. This was after Jake was born, and I thought she had gotten better.
This is a victory, not for me, not for you, but for common sense. When I started this campaign a year ago, I never ever for 1 second believed that it was possible to win. I felt that it was not possible for someone who's been through the things that I have been through to hold office in this country. I realize now, to my shame, that I had not reckoned with the extraordinary nature of the American people, or the capacity for goodness contained in the hearts of every human being. For underestimating you, I sincerely apologize. You are the most amazing, incredible people, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's fine. I'm fine. And I can think of no higher honor than that of being your representative.